From Banja Luka, Bosnia, this is Josh Friedman coming to you on the night before Election Day in Bosnia. At the moment, I am in the heart of Banja Luka, which is basically the capital of Bosnia's Serb-dominated entity known as Republika Srpska. There is also the Muslim Croat-dominated entity known as the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and likely I will be down there tomorrow in Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia, where I will be covering this complex system of electing leaders that Bosnia has. Now, at the moment, there's a lot going on here in Banja Luka, and that is very much to do with the setup behind me. This is a protest camp, and here there have been nightly demonstrations for more than the past 6 months, and that is having to do with the death and apparent murder of a man who is being honored here. His name is David Dragicevic, and the call from the demonstrators is, well, I mean, they've got more than one, but a big one is who killed David. And what started out as an investigation into a suspicious death has become a significant protest movement, one could say, that reportedly drew tens of thousands of people right here last night and could possibly be affecting tomorrow's results in the Republika Srpska voting. So, as I've covered in the past, for years there has been one person who has dominated politics here in Bosnia's Serb region, and that is Milorad Dodik. Dodik is currently the president of Republika Srpska, but tomorrow he's going to be vying for the Serb position in Bosnia's tripartite presidency. So Bosnia has not one, but actually 3 presidents. It has a Serb president, a Muslim president, and a Croat president, and they have a rotating chairmanship of this 3-part presidency. And in tomorrow's voting, Dodik is going to be attempting to claim the Serb position in Bosnia's presidency. For much of the past 2 decades, Dodik has been leading Republika Srpska either as its prime minister or president. He's the most powerful person in the region, if not this region of Bosnia, if not the country as a whole, and he's become quite a controversial figure in geopolitics. Just a week ago, Dodik was meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, and it seems as though those two have very much struck up an alliance, and that's much to the chagrin of many Western leaders and institutions which are currently trying to integrate Bosnia into Euro-Atlantic structures, including the NATO military alliance and the European Union. So what's at stake very much has geopolitical implications. Dodik has very much been involved in stalling the process of Western integration of Bosnia, and as well as I've discussed previously, Dodik has threatened to have Republika Srpska secede from Bosnia, and there have long been concerns that some renewed fighting or conflict could come out of the very testy political situation that is right here in Republika Srpska and in Bosnia as a whole. Now, it has seemed for years that there's really been no threat to Dodik's power. However, possibly because of this Justice for David movement, Dodik might be facing a serious challenge. So yesterday, this this nightly gathering was more of a mass protest, and according to some figures, it drew tens of thousands of people. Some people here are saying 40,000 showed up last night. I can't corroborate that. Also, there are people here saying they're accusing the Republika Srpska government of blocking the roads and preventing many other people from coming into into Banja Luka to attend last night's demonstration. Anyway, the demonstrators are very much angry with Dodik, as well as the Interior Ministry. The father of the man who was killed is essentially implicating the Interior Ministry in the murder. There are various theories that are floating around. There's speculation about why this man might have been killed, but it's very unclear. Initially, the local police and Interior Ministry attempted to pass this off as an accident or something involving drugs and alcohol. It seems as though no one is buying that, but the investigation has stalled seemingly for months, and many people are angry, and I'll show you some of the footage. Even tonight there's quite a large crowd, probably in the hundreds, maybe a couple hundred, just from a rough eyeball. But they weren't just mourning the death of this man and honoring him and calling for justice and truth, but rather there were speakers, including the parents, who are very much calling out Dodik. And it seems as though that there are many people here now in Banja Luka who are very angry with Dodik's administration, as well as the authorities and institutions in Republika Srpska as a whole. Now, could that translate into a surprise result in the election tomorrow, with Dodik failing to claim the Serb seat in Bosnia's presidency? I don't know. Frankly, I can't tell you I mean, whether this demonstration or protest movement, whatever you want to call it, is really going to affect the outcome tomorrow. But it does seem as though that there's some sort of groundswell of opposition to the establishment here in Republika Srpska at the moment. Now, in the lead up into this election, that definitely wasn't the only storyline. I'll be getting into this a little bit more tomorrow. There's long been concerns about voter fraud and a lack of fairness in Bosnian elections, and there's significant concern among some international monitors and observers that there will be a significant amount of election fraud tomorrow. That's obviously something that I can't tell you with any certainty is going to happen, but it might be something that some people are concerned about in terms of there now being some sort of threat to Dodik and the establishment here in Republika Srpska. The demonstrators today were not, as I already mentioned, were not just honoring David and saying justice for David and truth for David and for all their other slogans. They were talking about voting tomorrow and had some choice words for Dodik and other local authorities. So I unfortunately will not be spending a whole lot more time right now in Banja Luka, although if something major happens, if mass protests were to spark as a result of the election or because of the election results, or if they were contested, then I might try to head back up here. And I'm also in separate footage going to be showing you some of what's been taking place here with the demonstrations. So you can look forward to my continued coverage of the Bosnian election tomorrow from Sarajevo, and I will be explaining more about this very complex system of governance and elections that this country has. So for now, ciao from Banja Luka.